I want to talk to you about empathy for a moment, the miracle of empathy. If people can learn to communicate from their higher self without their defensive parts and really speak for the sadness, the fear, the hurt that's underneath, the person with whom they're having conflict can listen differently. But it's a skill set. And when you do the miracle of empathy handout, what you're doing, first of all, is helping yourself or someone you're working with have compassion for themselves, have empathy for themselves, to distill what's bothering them into one sentence. When someone does or doesn't do something, I feel hurt, sad, and scared. So you don't have to get reactive. You don't have to walk on eggshells. You don't have to interrogate them as to why they're upset. But what we do when someone is angry is we protect ourselves. So we protect ourselves in that fight, flight, or freeze or fawn mode. So let's say your ex-husband is angry and he wants to stay angry. And what you do to compensate is to fawn. How can I keep the peace? How can I avoid conflict? But he scares you every time he's interacting with you. Well, first of all, acknowledging your own sadness and fear is important. Then what you can do if he's not willing to change is to take care of those parts that are sad and scared. Let them know that you're there to be with them. Let them know that you have a right to be angry, to set boundaries, to choose when and how you're going to interact. And it's an internal job to kind of have empathy for your parts. And let's say you've got a husband that gets angry, and when you try to reason with him, what he wants to do is just be angry, but you'd like to solve it. You'd like to resolve it, and you ask questions about it. But in asking those questions, he feels very unheard, unseen, unacknowledged. So invite the part of you that wants to fix it and understand it and explain it and talk him out of his feelings, to step back a little bit while you show up in your higher self. You show up calm, compassionate, connected, and you say, I see that you're angry. And I understand that you might be hurt or sad about something. And I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel that way. I want to learn a new way for us to connect and communicate. And I'm sorry. Period. Give him the period. Give him the sense of having you understand what he's feeling. And later you'll communicate your confusion or what you want to do to resolve it. So give that a try, and then have compassion for the parts of you that are so well-meaning. It's kind of like they just want to know the details, because if they could explain the details, they could explain away the hurt or the anger. Deep breath. But that's not empathy. That sounds to the husband like you're not listening, like you're trying to solve a problem. And the problem is just that he's angry. And probably he's angry because he's hurt or sad or scared about something. So give that a try. And then let's say you have someone that is angry in your life, and what you want to do is run. Okay. The fight, flight, freeze, flight thing. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for the parts that judge the other person or want to flee the other person or just want to run away and not deal with it. Because if those parts move over and you have compassion for yourself, you'll realize that underneath you're feeling some sadness, some hurt, some fear, and have compassion, have empathy for your feelings, whether they do or not. And then make a decision in your head that if you could communicate with that person without being afraid or reactive or judgmental, that you would ask for what you needed and figure out what it is you need. Not a judgment of who they are, not a reaction to what they're doing in a negative way, not focusing on all the bad things, but actually, what would you like to see different? So if their anger is scaring you, or if their anger is affecting your livelihood or other people in the business, be present in a way that shows compassion for the person with the anger, that underneath they're probably sad and scared too. But first of all, have compassion for yourself. And when you do, your defenses soften. You won't project judgment onto them or fear or avoidance. And there becomes a field in which you can meet to begin to have a compassionate dialogue. So hopefully this helps, and you'll be, first of all, compassionate with yourself. Be in touch with the parts of you that you exile that are hurt, sad, and scared. Be courageous enough to speak for them, even to yourself. Turn in their direction to let you know you're going to keep them safe. Speak for what you'd like to see someone else do, whether they do or not, and have compassion for whatever capacity they have right now. So I hope this helps. To be continued, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.